All right, we are back. Some discussion of things to cast and do. It is now the third day in the Phlogiston of what's expected to be over a month trip. this is
Yeah,
this
I
is gonna be a while.
know. I'm hoping that like after today we can think, okay, if we can just go to the end of the month, but we'll see. That's my private hope.
But
Okay,
there's too much story time and filling in the gaps.
okay. So first of all, Lafdul wanted to cast Idea, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, this is the next day, is it?
Yep.
I've changed my... Yeah, obviously, I got to make room for that spell. I'm changing my mind, really. I'm not going to bother with that. Just idea.
Okay.
I'm at second level.
Now, I will let you, if you want to. It doesn't actually say this in the spell description, but if you are concentrating on a subject matter or something like that.
The events from picking her up and onwards to current time.
Right, but is there a specific thing that you are wondering if you've forgotten, as opposed to just any random
I
thing?
might have... I don't know if I've... It's to do with her. It's something we might have overlooked or forgotten about that I've forgotten about. I mean, regarding the ships, I might have just something insignificant that might have been significant.
All right.
So maybe something I did with my detect magic. There's more to that than meets the eye, or it is actually as is, or something to do with the helm.
Well, you don't remember actually checking the pieces of the destroyed helm for magic.
Don't I?
Mm-mm. You did not say that you were looking at that.
It's such a waste of a spell.
And I did not bring it up. I mean,
All right, now Laughter will go down to the spell's gone now. So, all right,
Hang on, he'll go up.
he will
Sorry.
go towards the flutter, providing it's not too apparent. He'll try and look for an opportune time.
Yep, that's. I mean, you're able to get up there. I mean, there's going to be crew members around, but no one's actually on the flitter itself. You know, they're just going about their duties.
Yeah. I cast detect magic. I actually know I it's levels on opposite shifts of mine.
Normally,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Can I wait until there's an overlap slightly? Because she's got the spellcraft, so.
Yeah.
So I want to wait until she's awake.
Okay, so you get her and take her to go.
If she doesn't
With you.
object. Does Lever object? Lever's
I'm
been
sorry,
quiet.
do I object to what?
I'm going to give the flitter another examination because I didn't actually detect magic on the helm itself.
Okay.
I overlooked it.
So do you want me to what?
Come along, you might have some insight that I don't have.
Yeah, fine.
Alright, we go there. Alright, so I cast my detect magic. And I scan the helm.
Okay. The scorch marks on the outer hull of the ship are. I mean, they were very faint before. They're noticeably fainter today. And you are detecting
It's definitely magical.
no magic
Fading.
whatsoever from the remnants of the helm.
Alright, I am going to scour this thing, looking all over the place to see if I can detect any magical emanations other than the scorch marks.
You detect no other magical emanations on the rest of the ship,
So I spend like a good 15 minutes doing that or whatever.
however long the spell lasts, yeah.
Can I use my ring to peer through?
Yep.
Just I guess
you don't
wherever I
see.
think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small enough thing that it's pretty easy to scan through the ship, every part of the ship that could potentially hold like secret chambers and stuff like that. You do not spot anything hidden, hidden compartments or anything like that. The cargo hold is mostly empty. It does appear that there are some packages of some sort with cloth inside, but they're folded up, so it's kind of hard to see what type of cloth they are. Pretty small. And it also looks like there is a small barrel that, using the ring, has water in it. Not very much, but, you know, it might be good enough for...
Just first aid supplies, basically.
I mean, this would be, you know, maybe a week's worth of water for one person. And some dried food rations, hardtack, that sort of thing. Now, the packets of cloth, they're definitely not bandages.
Oh?
And they're definitely not sails, because you're seeing color in there. But because it's all folded up and stuff like that, you don't know what it is.
Valuable color? Are they vibrant?
They're pretty colorful, yeah.
All right.
But whether
Since
it's valuable or not, you don't know. I mean, because some of that's very location
hard
based.
to have a nosy. I didn't detect any magical wards, so there might be natural traps. I searched traps.
Okay. 75%?
I asked Levitt. Nah, 90.
Oh, 90.
I asked Levitt to keep an eye on the door.
You do not...
entranceway.
Well, where
That's
exactly
fine.
are you searching for traps?
Wherever that cargo space is, around that area.
Okay. So you search around the obvious hatch into that space.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watch the door.
You do not find any traps.
I open up. As I open this up,
You're getting some strange looks from the crew. This is
I
all. This is
ignore the
all
crew.
out in the open. You cannot hide this stuff. What you're doing here.
all right, no, all right, it doesn't matter. I just carry on. I just look through the sail cloth or
They
whatever.
should be used to us doing weird stuff anyway.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're on someone else's ship, snooping around. It's kind of suspicious. All right, so they're actually whatever these packages are, they're tied with twine, and there's canvas of some sort around, so it's inside this stuff. Give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, my worst stat. I don't think I've got any replacement twine. Uh, 13.
Looking at this, you think that these are bundled up clothing.
Oh, really? Yeah, I suppose that's not actually much of a far fetch. Does it look similar in the colours that she was wearing, based on memory?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, I
others,
just put it back.
others are not. I mean,
I don't wanna
there's a
sleep
multitude
more
of
than I
colors. Yeah.
Alright, now I put it back. Yeah, maybe I missed something, but as far as I'm concerned, the case closed.
Okay.
I just guessed. I've got no idea. I couldn't find anything.
Okay.
So Leba wants to do something as well.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to cast clairvoyance into the room that Shul is staying in.
Okay.
And the actual radius is only 10 foot, so how big is the room? I don't. I have the phlogiston. I have this thing spaces in front of me.
It's 20
Not
feet
the
long. 10 feet wide, 20 feet long.
Goody. Well, I just want to see whether I can actually cast it inside the room, and I will wait until the time when I know that she is inside the room to cast it.
Okay. Actually, it's a little bit longer than 20 feet. It's about 25 feet long. All right, so it's room 8 on the officer's deck. Ping for me where you would like to try and center the spell.
I'd like the spell to be here. At the cross of the two, can I say it? The 8 is
Yeah.
the lower left.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
okay.
Let's see. So, are you doing this from up in the library
Am I doing this from up in the library?
or your room or something like that? I mean,
What's room number 4? Is there anyone in there?
on the officer's deck?
Uh-huh.
That's a common area. So there are chairs for crew to relax in, chat, and of course, 5 is the passage up to the command deck.
Okay.
So
I
that's
sit here.
That's a common area. I mean that people are moving through that all the time.
Braxon would allow.
You're gonna have no privacy there.
Okay. I ask Yeldan whether I can sit in his room and look out the door. So I'd sit around here if I could, if he let me.
Why
you
would
could go left.
Can't you be in your own room?
Or you could go in Lafdul's room and talk to
Yeah.
Lafdul.
Yeah, I could ask Lafdul. Lafdul, would you let me use your room for a bit? I want to cast a clairvoyant spell that will sort of show me a little bit of what's there.
Scandalous.
What?
You two sharing a room in private. So
Gosh.
scandalous.
I'm not gonna say what I think. That would be just as bad as cursing.
Lafdul, are you there? Did you step away? All right, he's asleep.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I didn't realize I was on mute.
Ah.
I've been saying, well, why don't you just use my room over and over again? It's like That's like, and then I was like, do you want me out of the room, or are you alright with me just being on the bed?
No.
No one read into that.
I am not saying a word.
I am reading into that. I guess we know what their relationship's like.
Yeah.
God, Lafdul, we are really feeding the rumors, but that's okay.
Sorry,
I
no
actually
one knows about it.
actually want to be around the corner here, so I can see sort of as much as possible of the room. So if she comes out here, I want to be able to see her. So I will be almost close to the wall here.
Alright.
So I do that.
All right. So are you waiting for her to go into the room, or are you waiting? Like making sure that she doesn't come out. I'm not sure exactly what you're.
I'm
watching
just
for.
I'm just want to know what she's actually doing. It's just a plain thing. What is
Right.
she doing in there?
Right. No.
And,
But I mean, you're watching her door.
Yes.
Is this
In case,
specifically to watch for her to leave? Like you're waiting until she's already in there and then going into Lafdul's room, or are you going into Lafdul's room and just waiting until she comes back to her room, kind of thing? Like that's what I'm not sure of. What's the time frame here?
That part I don't care about. I care about, does she realize that I cast the clairvoyant spell, and does she block it? And if she blocks it, does she come out and look who cast it in her room?
Okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
You should be.
You're
away, though.
watching to see if she comes out after you cast the spell. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So in Lafdul's room, you cast your clairvoyant spell, targeting on the spot that you mentioned, and the spell is blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We don't have. Let's see. Quick. There's no lead sheeting in this room, is there?
None that was put in by you guys.
I am obviously. Can I use my ring to peer through 2 walls, or is the 2 walls too thick?
Let me take a quick look at the item description. All right. Nope, that's the wrong thing. That's we're getting telekinesis.
Lafdul levitates the room and gives it a good shake upside down. See what falls
Well,
out.
I mean, it's vegetable matter. You can penetrate 2.5 feet per round.
What vegetable matter?
Wood.
Yeah. All right. No, sorry.
No, that's fine. So I would say that, yeah, I mean, it takes a couple rounds to do so.
How much later in the day is this? Because I will be taking a Constitution hit. It's the second time I use the ring.
You used it twice up on the flitter? I mean, you used it once the day before.
Yeah, and I've used it once on the flitter, so this is later on the same day.
Right, this is the second time. I believe you can use it twice.
Can
And it's
you?
on the third time that it starts having it.
All right. No, that's fine. Then. I use it.
Well, okay, it's more frequently than once every 6 turns, right? So, yeah, this is definitely more than an hour later.
All right. No,
So, yeah.
I do so.
You're fine. You penetrate the wall of your room, and then you penetrate the wall of her room, and you see nothing. It is, as far as you can tell, black.
Really?
Wow. So I mean, both Lafdul and I are in the same room, so I guess we talk. I told him that I'm. Just to clarify, the spell was blocked. It wasn't dispelled.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You would have seen something if it was dispelled. I mean, you would have gotten the vision of the room, and then it would have been dispelled.
Out of character, does if the spell is blocked, would she get an indication that someone cast the spell?
You would not know why it was blocked, just that it was blocked. And there's a difference between it being dispelled and it being blocked.
Oh, okay. Sorry, but there was a misunderstanding. Would Jules get an indication that my spell was blocked?
Oh, that you don't know, because that depends on how, what is blocking it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's got some kind of warding. I'm trying to think of the spell that does the warding, but...
So why would she need that? Do you have
Yeah,
an idea, Lafdul?
Privacy, I guess. Other than that, I don't know. But it's kind of putting my suspicions that there's more to her than meets the eye now.
Yep, I have the same thought.
She's hiding something.
Yep. Let's go and talk to Ockar about that. Maybe he can actually notice something if he turns on his his talent of recognizing mischievous thought or something, whatever it was he has.
Since you guys specifically waited until you had some overlap and stuff like that, you're probably getting close to dinner time for the day.
Mm-hmm. I go and I talk to Higgimus about this, and I make certain that since we're all going to be ready, getting ready for dinner, I make certain that Braxon and all the others know what we found out.
No, we'll spread it
That's
out.
okay with you, Lafdul?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you go and tell everyone. Yeah, I tried to snoop on our guest, and I was not able
so
to.
brash.
Essentially, that's what you say.
We can put that much more
Yeah.
polite. We have suspicion
Yeah.
about our guest, and we tried to see whether our suspicion was right, and we found out that she blocked everything. All attempts to see.
She must be reasonably gifted with magic in order to do that.
Well, yes, he's a helms person.
Yeah, well, what I mean is that high level. Not
Right,
just,
but I think
like,
what Ockar
higher
is
than
saying
that.
is that not everyone hires low-level people to pilot their ships.
Yeah.
Some hire
Yeah.
high-level people to pilot their
Mhm.
ships.
She's probably a high-level helm driver, so
That doesn't
that's a
mean that she
class.
that doesn't mean
I don't
that she automatically blocks all attempts to see her.
you'll
No,
just
but
be being cautious. Who knows?
Some people
You
like their
shouldn't be so
privacy.
paranoid. You shouldn't
Alright,
be so
so-
paranoid.
Hold on. Leva, what do you tell me exactly?
We are telling you that our feelings are getting more and more suspicious. We are getting more and more suspicious about this person.
Why?
She is not. It doesn't look like she is what she seems to be.
She's
Okay.
more
Can you go into
gifted
more
than-
detail about that?
Well, at the moment, only vaguely. But every bit of information that we get makes us believe that she is definitely not what she seems to be.
She's...
Including, the questions that Braxon raised about helmsmen and not being or being at the helm and surviving, whereas the helm was destroyed and stuff like that. There's just something not right.
I think she's lying about how their wing got damaged.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely magical in nature. Something hit it with magic. It wasn't destroyed by a force.
If only had detect lie, huh?
Yeah. That would be an awful big useful spell. If only I had access to law. I think it's under law.
Do you guys have any candles or anything like that you could burn to maybe find out if somebody's lying?
I'm not sure if you're roleplaying that or...
No, I was just
Bang!
saying to you guys, the players.
Yeah, detect
Bang.
lies, fourth level
Well,
divination. I don't have
how would
access
you
to it.
use them? You'd threaten her to either tell the truth or you burn a candle.
Oh, right.
See, I don't have access to zone of... Oh, actually, our other friend might. The other priest. Does he have access to wards magic?
He is not high enough level.
He doesn't have access to second level spells.
Oh. Well, so
Zone of truth.
he's
Does he have access to the ward sphere?
he is always on the helm, so
I will take a day on the helm for this spell.
okay, let's take a look. Give me a moment. No, he does not. He does not have
He
wards.
doesn't have access to...
He does not have access to wards.
You guys are being so paranoid. I don't get it.
Hey,
Neither
Well,
do I.
Look, you know, I
I've
mean,
got good reason to.
Lafdul's paranoid to begin with, but you know,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
expect it.
you don't know that she's not a Tanari, you know, or a succubus out here to drain all your life force.
Well, she
I
hasn't
wish I
had tried to do that with anybody yet, so
I have not used Tact Evil yet. It's another spell I have.
That basically functions the same as Ockar's ability.
Does that?
Yeah.
But mine's more instantaneous, so isn't it?
Not that much more.
Mine is just staring at somebody and concentrating. And I don't even have limited uses of it. I can use it whenever.
Mm.
All right, so you inform the rest of the party.
I am gonna have my no alignment cast again somehow.
Okay. All right, and anyone have any questions for them before you guys go to dinner?
Well, Braxon was going to have a word with Ockar at some point, but maybe he didn't get a chance to. Are we on the
Probably
same
would have.
shift? Are we on the same shift,
Let me
Ockar?
look.
I think we're on different shifts.
Yeah, I think you're on different shifts. I'm with Braxon.
But
I
we
know
do
that
take
much.
some time between the shifts to spar
Yeah.
a bit.
Me, Braxon, and Yeldan are on the same shift. I
And
think.
and no, I mean you guys could have talked about this before dinner for sure.
Yeah,
And we
just,
always
like,
and Ockar and Braxon are taking time to actually spar with each other.
Yeah.
Right.
So they
yeah,
could
I
have
am with
taken in
Yeldan
too.
as well. We're on the same shift.
So basically, Braxon would have apologised for not going to Ockar and say, what ideas do you have?
Well, I could attempt to do the detect evil intent while you guys are talking with her. It will allow me to sense about to see if there's evil intent behind her words or actions.
Does it hide falsehoods? Like,
You cannot use
if
it,
she
cannot use it to detect lies in any
no,
way.
no, no, no.
I
what
cannot
mean
detect
is,
lies.
Basically, if she's lying, but she has evil intent behind the lie.
It
It's
But
like,
see,
no, I'm
it
not going to
wouldn't-
harm you, but I'm totally going to kill you when I can.
But see, it would all it could detect that she may not have any desire to, like she's saying to Higgimus, I have no desire to harm you. She's detected as having evil intent. What she's thinking is, now Braxon there, I plan to stab him in his sleep. Evil intent,
Why
right
does
there.
everyone?
But
why
that
does
doesn't.
everyone want to stab Braxon in his sleep?
Because you're such an easy target.
My point being is that she may be completely truthful, and her evil intent is completely unrelated to what she's saying.
Mm.
So you cannot use it to really detect lies in any way.
It'll allow me to try to detect the intent of her, what she's saying and what her actions. Mainly, the main use of the ability is to tell me where evil monsters are.
Okay, so Braxton says to Ockar, okay, here's a scenario for you. You can tell me how this would fit in with your power. If she didn't escape from the Neogi, if she got captured by the Neogi along with everyone else, and then they injected her with their mind control
I've got the tech
stuff,
charm.
and got her to sit in front of us and get swept up by us, and she was a good person, but being brainwashed to do the work of the Neogi, would that show up as evil on your powers?
Ald?
Unless she was actively planning or executing an action that was evil. No.
Unless you is actively planning or executing an action that's evil, no.
Right.
So, like, if she's been charmed and she's been told, watch them for a while and eventually kill them, unless she's actively planning right now, alright, so Yeldan, I could garrote him in his sleep. No
Like if
no
she's
evil
actively
intent
planning,
no evil intent would be detected. Kind of thing.
if she's actively planning something evil at the time, then I can detect it.
Right.
You'd have to somehow make her think it slightly.
Right.
By a question.
Alright, so are you satisfied?
Deja vu.
Right. Yeah, Braxton satisfied.
Okay. You guys go to dinner again. She happily greets you all as you come in. She was apparently there first.
Oh, do I get any aura from her?
You've got your spell cast?
Mm.
No, you do not.
I have ESP cast as well. Again.
You're not picking up any thoughts from her.
Yeah, she's got some kind of warding. I am so tempted to cast a spell magic on her.
And then you won't be able to get that back for a
Yeah, I
month.
know, but it'll be worth it.
All right, so when we have dinner, I'll kind of go over again, the normal things that we normally go over, the rosters, who's doing what, anybody see anything unusual, anything good and welfare of the ship and that sort of thing.
Mm.
And then, during the meal, I'll kind of turn my head to face Jewel, and I'll say, Jewel, now on the ship, my officers do their best to help out and try to take care of the good and welfare of the ship. They look after things that I might not normally be aware of and know. And unfortunately, there's a lot of things that about the situation that you're in right now where it leaves a lot of questions and it spikes interest. Oh, not interest. That's not the good word for it. It
Suspicion?
spikes suspicion and concern. Now, I normally wouldn't think anything of it necessarily, but as a captain of a ship, you learn to trust your officers, and when they have a feeling on something, you need to explore it. Now, in this case here, they're telling me that there might be more to your story than what you're leaning onto, and my question for you is, what is your intent with my ship and my crew?
She has a very confused look on her face as you're asking this question, and she says, "Intent? I have
Ockar.
no.
This will be the third day, so Ockar
Yeah.
should have his thing on.
Yeah. I have no particular intent. To be honest, since you rescued me, I figured I'd just tag along and see where you go, see if anything interesting comes up, and if not, I'll leave you at a port along the way."
Okay, so the things that have been kind of brought up to my attention is that there seems to be questions about how your helm was destroyed.
I thought I described
And
that.
yes. Now, what exactly was it? And I'll look towards Braxon and Leva. What exactly is the question you had about how the helm was destroyed?
Me.
Oh, sorry, Zaka.
Laughed.
Lafdul, sorry. I was looking at your
I was
Discord thing.
going over basically, double checking. We've got to vouch for who you are. We want to make sure that our own safety's not in jeopardy. So basically, we check over your ship, which is any good officer or captain will do. They tick on a stowaway. Well, not stowaway. What's the word for it? What's the word? I don't know
Castaway.
the word.
Immigrant.
I see. That's the word I was
Castaway.
after. The castaway. And basically, I wanted to correlate whether or not your story adds up. And basically, I'm confused. When I looked over the wing damage, I detected magical residue of a spell being cast against it. It can't have been. Well, I do not believe it was damaged via a non-magical leg of a death spider. Something damaged it via magic. Or at least that's my suspicion.
I thought I described this. The leg destroyed the portion of the wing. The other magical damage was caused by the Neogis who could cast spells. I apologize if... No, it's on the hull. I think you misunderstood something when I was saying, because there was no... The
I
break...
didn't know she had spells cast on the hull.
The break on the wing itself was not detecting as magical.
See, that's why I've got confused, because I've obviously gone and said the wrong thing now. Well, alright. All I can say is that I've clearly misunderstood the situation. I believe I don't know how to word this. I genuinely don't know how to word it.
I think
far
we've
as I
broken you.
knew. What?
I think we've broken you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Oh, I understand that you'd be suspicious. You know nothing about me. By the same token, I know nothing about you. I can understand your suspicion. I tried to describe the events as they happened well enough. It was a very chaotic situation. I don't know what I could more do to describe it better for you to understand.
Hmm. No, I don't know. I don't have any other questions on how to word it.
I'll look. Anybody else have any additional questions or concerns?
Before
Yep.
that happens, she then asks Lafdul, were you curious about the clothes I had in my hold?
Oh, you noticed. Was one of the crew
When she says that, I lift up my eyebrow, and my ear tufts start to twitch.
Basically,
Wait, what?
I was looking through your ship.
She's grinning right now, by the way.
Yeah,
Wait, what
as
were you
soon as
getting,
I
Lafdul?
realized, no, let me finish. As soon as I realized they were closed, I was like, oh. Then I immediately ceased my activities. I was essentially searching through for secret compartments. Maybe you had the helm on there still somewhere hidden away. I was like scouring, poking
Right.
at it. I was trying to figure out.
I understand entirely. You were interested in seeing what valuables I might have had. I understand.
Is Lafdul using one of her spare shoes as a holy symbol?
She's still grinning at this, like kind of like the cat that's caught the mouse kind of grin.
Well,
Yeah.
one question that has come up several times is the one: how could it be that you survived while your helm didn't? I mean, we assumed that you were sitting in your helm when it was destroyed, and it is quite clear that if a helm is destroyed, the helm's person sitting inside it will have problems, one way or another. Either you're dead, or you're so badly damaged that you're in a coma. So, how did you survive?
Oh, I jumped off at just the last second.
I knew it. I said so.
Nobody ever trusts a paladin.
I said that, and
Take it.
nobody believed me.
All right. Is there any other questions that people or concerns that people have?
Well, I was basically interested in the ship. That's probably how I got these two onto being suspicious. I'm looking at it, and like parts of it seem to be repairing themselves, and other parts seem to be man-made. And we started a conversation yesterday. Would you be intending to get this repaired when we stop off somewhere?
Perhaps eventually. The damage was not serious enough to cause the ship any distress, so I was just going to wait until it really needed it.
Right. Is that wing going to grow back by itself?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know how to tend the wings?
Yes. I've had the ship
Okay.
for a fair number of years.
Perhaps you could show me sometime.
Oh, I'd be delighted
I'd
to.
be interested.
How old does she look?
Mid to late 20s, you think?
Oh, if only I had access to no age. Wait, does our friend have access to that sphere?
I don't think so.
You know what? I'm gonna get some spells at some point, some
No.
extra scrolls.
He
Put an
does
order
not.
in for them.
He does not.
Because that would really help me out. When she said, "Oh, I've been doing this for a number of years," it's,
Oh, I
Okay.
mean, number of years could be like 4 or 5. Doesn't have to be 30.
I'll mention when Braxon talks to her about the ship stuff. I'll mention Braxon has a love of ships, and he does most of our carpentry work on here, on our ships that we have managed.
Oh, do you?
Mhm.
Are you skilled at constructing ships?
Well, I don't know how to make a flitter, but I'm learning how to make ships, so I can do repairs.
Oh well, I think we might have some things to talk about. Ships and that sort of always been of interest to me.
You're interested in armory stuff? That's one of my main roles on this ship. I maintain the armor.
Nah, those never really been up my alley.
You should see Ockar when he's going
Sorry.
around in his armor. He's so proud of himself. Lafdul makes a terrible joke.
I made my own set of plate mail.
Oh, that is quite impressive. I've heard that it is quite a difficult task.
Mm.
Took me months, but I got it done.
One day we might work together and board the ship.
Well, again, my crew have come across things before, which, with them investigating things, have managed to save lives. So again, I apologize if for anything, if we might have seemed rude. It's just you can't be too careful out in wild space.
Oh, I understand that. Now, I had a question for you. I was in your in your chart room, and you had a chart of a crystal sphere I've never heard of before, called Alavar Space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
That's our current destination, our final destination.
Oh. Well, that could be quite interesting. I'm always interested in visiting places that I haven't been before.
Oh, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
We thought it would be an interesting place to check out.
I knew it.
So are you saying that this is some you might want to stay with us on to the trip to there?
I might want to tag along.
Just let it be known that our trip there might have a lot of danger involved. It's a sphere that has been visited a number of times, and the last time it was visited, it was overrun with goblins.
Well, I did just escape from a Neogi death spider. Not too worried.
Nope. I imagine as long as he pulls her weight and helps us out, there shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah, we'll have to see how our ship complement is by the time we reach prime space. I'll give you a final answer there.
Oh, I look forward to it.
And with that, I'll go back to finishing up the normal run-the-day ship stuff that we have to talk about. And I'll ask if anybody else has anything you need to share.
Nope.
I think Braxton's getting better with that axe.
Oh,
Thanks.
I saw you two fighting it out there.
It's been 2 days.
A little bit better.
Learned that the
Didn't try-
sharp end goes into the other person.
Now, I have a question about the crew. What kind of normal duties are you having them do, day-to-day type thing? Besides standard maneuvering type stuff.
God, what do they do in the Navy ships? Mop?
They swab the decks.
Maintain maintenance, cleanliness, routine practices, that sort of thing. The lookouts.
Checking weapons and stuff.
What else? Yeah, that sort of thing.
Okay. Braxon, you have anything to add in?
Braxon would get people to do drills for fires, Maybe the odd exercise for someone being injured and needing to be carried down and up and down.
Oh,
All those
maybe-
millions of stairs.
maybe we should get some triage benches. What do you call them? Those little rack things you put people on?
Stretchers?
Stretchers.
Yeah, stretchers.
Stretchers.
Do we actually have any of them? Maybe we could get some of them made.
You probably do not.
This is that easy. All it is a piece of cloth between two pieces.
Yeah, I
of
know,
wood.
but it would be handy if we had them to hand.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
most of your cloth is reserved as spare rigging sails for when they get damaged and stuff.
No, we'll just
Braxon,
make it out of wood. It would be a hard stretch.
Braxon would get the Marines to work out with the man catcher he has hanging up in the room behind where the forward weapons are.
Okay.
So we're planning on that if undead or other creatures that can't be hit with weapons come on board, that somebody will try to grapple the person with it, and while the rest of the people try and take it on.
Wait, you're trying to get them to learn to use the man catcher?
Yeah, he might try it as well.
Okay, because they're not going to have any free weapon proficiency slots.
That's true. But if we get a creature that people can't hit, he wants to be able to say man catcher and someone brings it.
Okay. I mean, I'm just pointing out that they'll take a penalty to hit, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
So will Braxton, so would anyone else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand. Any exercises we do don't have any statistical benefits for the crew.
Okay.
I just figure in amalgamation, in bulk, they make them go up from being green to regular and then to crack or whatever.
Well, they're already
time.
regular. You didn't hire
Right.
green.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That day ends. Is there anything that you guys want to continue to do day to day? I mean, like specifically on a day, as opposed to just kind of like saying, all right, most of the rest of the days are gonna go along how they've been going, kind of thing.
What did Ockar get from her?
Okay, so you talked to Ockar afterwards, and Ockar, you did not detect any evil intent.
I didn't detect anything.
Okay. Thank you, Ockar. I appreciate your help.
Ockar probably
No problem.
would mention that, she would have needed to be actively planning something at the time, so it's not a...
I would have explained that to him before we even got into this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so...
yeah.
Fourth day and beyond, just kind of normal stuff?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. For the next few days, Jewel kind of, wanders about the ship, being very curious about all kinds of things. She seems particularly interested in the astrolabe, the catapults and ballista, and your flintlock pistols, Higgimus.
Yeah.
I would once she sparked interest in that, I will probably spend hours with her about them. And
She's
the
not quite
details about
that interested.
that's what I do.
She
I-
after probably a half an hour, 45 minutes, she begs off and slips away to check out something else. She also spends quite a bit of time in the library reading the books.
Any type of books in particular, or all types of books?
As near as you can guess, she is almost randomly taking books off the shelf. If there's a rhyme or reason to what she's reading, you cannot tell.
I'm gonna cast no alignment for an entire week, just so I know that she's got warding protection. I'm
Alright.
just confirming it. My own personal paranoia. So, I don't know, after 7 days you can do like 3 more rolls or whatever.
Is she alone? Is she doing all of this stuff alone, or do we have someone who accompanies her?
Since you guys never told me that you were planning to have someone accompany her in the first place.
I think she should have someone.
I guess I can
didn't say
accompany.
for her to have anybody.
I guess I could accompany her when I'm not busy. I'm the big guy in plate armor. That should be safe enough.
It doesn't even need to be one of us. It's just that she shouldn't really be alone on this ship. I mean, yes, she is a guest, and she has a history why and how she came to be. But in the end, it's not like she turned up and turned into our best friend. And we do have stuff that we would want her to see, or we wouldn't want her to check out.
Well, I'm not letting her inside our treasure room. Treasure room. Our vault. I don't know. Strong room. There we go. There we go.
If she's alone, how will you know that she didn't already visit that room?
We have a guard posted.
Yeah,
She's a magician.
Higgimus posted a guard there. Well, I mean, to a certain extent, there's only so much that you can do.
Just get Tane to follow her.
Mm-hmm.
She might befriend it. Turn it against you, lover.
I don't care. Levi is suspicious.
I don't mind.
Lafdul's suspicious, but you know.
Levi is a bit puzzled
has it been
by
15 days?
Higgimus. Why Higgimus, who is normally suspicious, is so friendly with her.
Braxon says to Higgimus, "Do you think it's time for a routine rodent inspection of all the cabins?"
It's a good idea, actually.
Rodent inspection.
Yeah, to make sure there's no vermin on board.
Is that a thing?
Oh, it's completely not a thing. It's just it's an excuse.
Well, so, I mean, you don't want things like rats and stuff getting into your food supplies.
I suppose, yeah. I'm just thinking about rodents and how they are in real life, and doing an inspection. Well, I guess you can see if there is things,
Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
but we don't have traps or anything.
No, I'm
Does
just
Kane
saying
not
if
eat the rodents in this place? Does he not go after them?
Tan
I'm
and
saying-
Yeldan's cat definitely would go after rodents, and they do occasionally. I mean, if you ask Yeldan and Leva, they will tell you that occasionally they do come up with a small rat or mouse.
Yeah, yes, they come with presents, with gifts. Ugh. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, I can use them for spells.
I'll research.
Well, what I'm saying is, if we have a captured mouse, rat, or other type of vermin, we could just get the crew, search all the decks, and then just go through our own cabins and go through our guest cabin as well.
I actually put Stayan up to the task to just casually follow her from time to time. Not all the time, but from time to time.
Okay.
All right.
And
Yeah,
he
gather
could get
some
quite
people.
close and be friendly with her, so as to sit down for a stroke and stuff.
I will say, yeah, that probably would be a good idea. Set some people to do that, and ask Leva for help in this. I'm sure Tane would be very useful and feathering out anything.
Maybe Yeldan could help. He's good at finding animals.
Yeah, Yeldan, it's your cat. Can you talk to it? Can you tell it to do things, or is it totally independent of you?
Yeldan.
Are you muted?
Bueller.
Is it not muted?
Bueller.
Yeldan.
There is a be
Oh, he
right
said
back.
bareback. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So he would.
That's 24 minutes ago.
He would not. I mean, he would tell you that he cannot actually communicate with his cat
What?
like directly.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Wait. Doesn't he have that ring?
I can
Yeah, but
command it
doesn't that-
probably. I can't talk to it.
That would be accurate. You would know that you by now you would know that you cannot talk to like have a conversation with the cat.
What does the ring do? Does it command animals?
Well, I think throwing of command animals because we thought it was maybe just command cats, but then we changed it to command animals because of what the legend lore revealed because it revealed it working on dogs.
Could you go into a cabin with the ring and command any rats or mice to come out of the room?
You have to know the animals there.
I'd have to
right.
know it's there, yeah.
and Bob and Joe. Come out. We have a cat here.
All right. Yeah. So go ahead and take care of that, Braxon, if you want to.
So is this happening on like the third or fourth day kind of? I mean the fourth or
Fourth
fifth day
day.
kind of thing. Okay.
Fourth, fifth day type of thing. Yeah.
Okay. And all right. So the crew begins to, scour the ship, check check under the bunks, check in, behind crates, cargo, everything like that. You guys are checking your own cabins.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And what
And
are you
the
doing?
library.
What are you doing with room number 8? On the
We
officer's
knock
room,
it
or
off.
Treat that same way that we would treat the crew rooms, I guess.
Okay, so you're just gonna like walk up to the door and open it.
Well, no, we don't
Well,
know.
we'll knock on the door first. And what we'll do is we'll have the crew start at the top of the ship. She walks around and stuff, so they'll see what's going on.
Okay, as you begin, then she kind of like looks at you guys. Well, I mean, have you just instructed them to do this and then left, or are you overseeing it actively?
Overseeing it.
Okay.
Overseeing it
Levi's there.
probably.
Levi's
I-
definitely do.
I'm not taking part in this because it's just odd to have like all of us doing this thing, type of thing.
Okay.
So Higgimus will be busy doing his other captain-y duties.
Okay.
Lafdul's going to be rudely interrupted in this room.
She looks at Braxon kind of questioningly as he's overseeing all this and asks, "What exactly is going on?"
Oh, it's a vermin sweep. We've had Yeldan's cat and Lever's familiar capture some vermin.
Sleek.
Sleek.
Oh, yeah, I can see how that would be an issue.
Yeah, we'd like to just pop in your room and have you look through the things on your ship as well, just make sure there's nothing on board. Just want to jettison it as there is.
You're welcome to search my flitter, but I've warded my room against vermin.
Well, we'd still like to go in there and have a look around. You warded it.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds clever.
It's
How do we do that?
pretty handy. I mean, it's magic. I don't know if either of your magical companions or your helmsman would be familiar with that type of magic, however.
Yeah, I'll have to ask them. Is that something you can teach them?
Unfortunately, I don't believe so.
Right. Sounds quite useful.
Oh, it is. I can assure you there is nothing in my quarters of that nature.
Yeah. Well, if I could just pop my nose in and have a look around. I've got to report back to Higgimus that I've inspected all the rooms. If I say I've inspected all the rooms except your room, say, why haven't you inspected her room?
Well, I'd be more than happy to talk to him, but a lady does need her privacy.
Get Lever to go in the room then.
Are you there and making that suggestion?
Yes,
I'm not there actually, so
Okay.
I said before that I'm definitely there.
But Lafdul
I'll
wasn't
see.
there to make that suggestion.
yes, you would have had to have thought of it on your own.
Yeah, Braxon's not going to continue the discussion. He's just going to assume that he's allowed to do it because he's the first officer.
Is there a mage equivalent of anti-vermin barrier? Because I know there's a priest version.
I'll go inform Captain Higgimus that my room is most assuredly warded against vermin.
Yeah, I still need to inspect it. I'm first officer on a ship. I've been given this duty. I'm carrying it out. And you are a guest on our ship, but I'm inspecting all the rooms, including the rooms of my companions.
She narrows her eyes slightly and then gives a brief nod and turns and walks away, and immediately goes to find Higgimus. Would you be in your cabin, Higgimus?
No. What would I be doing about this time? I'll probably go over the star charts.
Okay. She stops by your cabin first, but finds you not there, and heads down to check the bridge and the chart room, finding you in the chart room, and enters and says, "My dear Captain Higgimus, I understand that you've ordered a vermin sweep?"
Yes. The pets have found some mice or rats or something. Needs to be done. Don't want them eating the food shares.
Oh, I perfectly understand. You do understand that I have warded my room against such things. Vermin
What?
are...
he'll genuinely turn around and be like, "What?" And with one of his eyebrows raised. He's been doing this a lot lately. Eyebrows raised and his ears are twitching. What? You can do that?
Indeed I can. It is very useful.
Huh. Can you do that to the whole ship?
Unfortunately, no, I cannot. It's limited space.
Can you do it where we keep the food?
I'd have to end the one on my room, and I'd very much prefer not to do that. You understand, of course. If this is an issue, I'd be more than happy to pay passage on the vessel. I understand we have not had a discussion about this, and such things do tend to be expected.
Yeah. Give me a second here and think on this. As Asher needs to think on this for a second how he's going to respond to this.
Aren't you supposed to say, "Please hold"?
Please hold.
He just needs to look at the ledgers and some stuff like he usually does.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think how I'm going to respond to this. What do I want to do? Okay. He'll say, I understand that you say that you've warded this. I don't know how something would work. You need to prove it to my magic people. That'd be either Leva or Lafdul, and let them see the truth of it. I wouldn't be able to tell one way or the other. I'm, as you know, a Giff. But as far as your passage goes, the pay, in this regards here, I'm doing it. We had just picked you up. So in this case here, I won't demand passage. Now, once we get to Prime Space, if you want to continue on and you want to go with us, then yes, we will work out some sort of compensation or in that regards. But on this case here, we picked you up and it was more of a rescue mission. So I don't feel right charging you in that case.
Well, I did offer. Feel free to reconsider, the offer will stand. But I'd be more than happy to talk to your spellcasting companions and let them detect the wards on my chamber.
If they agree that that is a ward that keeps up vermin, then I'm fine with that.
Okay. She turns and goes to seek out Lafdul and Leva. She knows where Leva is, so she goes to look for Lafdul first. Where are you, Lafdul?
Hiding. No, he's in his room probably.
Okay,
If it's the opposite shift, I might be asleep or something.
you hear a tentative knock on
Hiding.
your door.
And I was like, what? What? Hello?
Do you have a moment to discuss something with me? You hear Joel's voice coming from the other side of the door.
You have to give me a moment to wake up.
Of course.
I'll
I
have
can
to
help you
wake
with that
up.
if you'd like.
No. Lafdul gets stressed.
This is
And,
becoming too much.
Lafdul opens the door. Yes. Hello, how can I help? You've reached Lafdul. He's in a sarcastic mood now.
As you open the door, she utters some words, like literally as you're opening the door, and suddenly you feel just wash right over you. You're wide awake, completely awake, alert, like as if you had not, recently just woken up. As if you've had plenty of time to sleep and everything like that.
Charm.
No, there's now I know there's a spell that does that. It's an alarm spell, but
She smiles at you and says,
"Is it not?
Are you aware of the vermin hunt going on the ship right now?"
I would have found out about it eventually when they come knocking on my door.
Well, I have warded my chambers against vermin, and I was just wondering if you would happen to have some spells at your disposal at the moment that you could cast to verify that I have such things in place.
I have some magical detection, but not specific.
That should be plenty.
Actually, yeah. Is she saying that with that
She says
condescending tone?
No, not condescending. Just that should work.
Yeah. I've probably heard of Vermin Ward.
And I've just realized that I have not been rolling wild surges for all the times that Leva's been casting her spells. Oh well.
Oops. Oh well.
Okay.
Is there a wizard equivalent of anti-vermin barrier? I know there's a priest version.
You don't know?
I hate you all. I really genuinely do.
I know. I love it. It's wonderful.
I swear, one of these
fills
days,
my
I'm gonna
little
go
heart
through
with
this spell compendium.
love.
I'm gonna know every damn spell there is.
But that assumes that every single spell that I use in the game is gonna be there.
Are you making up spells?
I have many spells that I have made up over the years. Yes.
Oh.
I thought you were sticking to the spells in the spellbook. That might explain a few things.
I mean, when it comes up and stuff like that, but I mean, no, there's other spells out there that I have created that are definitely showing up in this game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so are you going to you go ahead and cast detect magic?
Yeah.
Okay. Doing so, you can.
How many detect? Oh no, I can't. It just doesn't tell me. It just does magic, doesn't it?
Huh?
It just radiates magic, doesn't it? It doesn't tell me anything else about it.
It'll tell you what the school is.
What if there's overlapping magics? Because I'm fairly certain there are overlapping magics.
It can detect that. Sometimes it can get jumbled. I mean, it depends. But you're outside of the room, looking at essentially the walls.
Mhm.
You wouldn't get anything that's inside.
Could I? Yeah, I was thinking about using my ring to sight through the walls at the same time. No, I just use my detect magic.
Okay. The walls are radiating magic of the sphere of wards.
Yeah, yeah, I verify our claim, I guess, reluctantly. I don't act reluctantly. It's like, oh, yep, you seem to have a ward against something.
Would you mind informing the captain of that?
Yeah, I can do.
I
I
really would
will
appreciate
go
it.
and inform the captain. Yeah.
Now, keep in mind that I mean, you're
I've got no reason to object. I genuinely have no reason to object.
right, and you're wide awake now, like refreshed.
It doesn't sound it.
I know,
No.
and that's the thing is that
Sounds like it's-
you should be sounding like you're completely refreshed.
I was thinking that
Can
you
I
were
make
sounding.
a passing note at that she cast a spell on me?
Oh yeah, you
was like,
realize
what's-
that she cast a spell on you.
So what was that spell you cast on me? Because I feel fresh as a daisy in the morning.
Oh, it's
You do?
I don't know.
it's just a spell to relieve fatigue and make people awake and alert.
Is that a power or is that a spell?
How long has this all taken, Ald?
I mean, it takes a while to do a sweep. You would not be anywhere close to getting down to this floor.
Okay, fair enough. Because I was going to say, if they take too long, Braxon would just come down and walk straight in the room.
Right. Okay. So, Lafdul, she informs you that it's a spell to make you feel awake and alert. And then she.
Can I ask her at this point? I ask her if she's how she gets her magic, because I could say I get mine through my faith.
She says
Basically,
that. She says, as she's walking away, "Girl's got to have some secrets, right?"
don't play coy.
You know, it's something when the paladin thinks you're all being paranoid.
I hate this person.
Right?
Are you talking about our guest or Ockar?
No, the
Oh.
cat.
Or the
Talking
dungeon
about-
master.
Yeah.
I find it funny because like everyone else is just going through being super. I'm like, at this point, why are you still suspicious? I'm pretty sure everything is fine. She's not hiding anything. Not at
There's
all.
never ever been a thief or anything who first charmed their way into someone's trust just to then do away with all their jewels and everything there. Never
We haven't
ever.
ex-
That they can do it for months, if not years, but in view of the expected jewels, etc., what they get. Yes, we are. It doesn't gel. Her story doesn't gel. It's
You're
wrong.
being paranoid.
As I'm going upstairs,
Well, just
I've-
because you're paranoid doesn't mean that they aren't out to get you.
Yep, exactly.
Don't encourage her.
All right, Lafdul, as you're going upstairs, what was
Leva
that?
is quite suspicious by nature. So there,
yeah,
and
so it's
especially
Lafdul.
when stuff like that, inexplicable stuff like that happens.
Well, Ockar likes to
I've
see the
locked
good
my
in-
room, haven't I? I'm being so paranoid now.
If you say that you've locked your room, you've locked your room. Yeah, that's fine.
Ockar
I
likes to
go
see
upstairs. I look through the floorboards below me to see if she's gone back in her. If she's in the passageway still.
So she went.
She went
first.
back in her room. Or?
No, she did not go back into her room. She went. I mean, you're both going in the same direction, but she's going there first because she's going up to find Leva now.
Mm.
So
Never
she
mind.
flips
No,
over to the
she's
command deck
going-
and then goes up the stairs.
Alright, now I just go back to Higgimus here.
Okay.
Report gloom.
What?
I could totally lie.
You
You
could.
could,
You could.
but
No. You absolutely could.
could.
Mhm.
But
What
did
reason would I have for lying? I don't know.
You have no reason to lie.
Other than the fact that he's chaotic neutral.
yeah,
All right, so I'm in the astral room.
Oh, right.
Star
Right.
Trek
That's where
room?
you are.
Yeah, our guest asked me to detect if her room is warded, and as far as I know, she has it warded. It's magical.
All right.
I shrug.
Could you let
I could
Braxon know
lie.
that I guess her room doesn't need to be checked then? She seems to be very keen on us not checking her room.
So that's never changed. That's never.
You weren't
stopped us
there.
before.
You weren't there.
I know. I'm not.
I am awfully suspicious, but that's just maybe it's just me.
I understand, but there's a couple things here. One, she doesn't know us too well either, and two, I don't want to be rude about this sort of thing. So I mean,
Yeah, I know,
if you
that's why
find
I
out
didn't
anything,
like-
just let me know.
Alright, no, I find Braxton.
Um,
Tell him the bad news.
Do we have to sit you guys down and teach you about guest rights?
Hospitality.
Guest right? What's that?
Hospitality.
Hospitality.
Oh, yeah.
She's getting dinner every day. She's being fed. She's being looked after.
Yes,
And
but
she
you're also
did-
Yes,
Came
I'm
round.
off the ship.
And she did just offer to pay her way.
and you're also supposed to treat them with respect and not look into their stuff.
yeah. Ockar has it right. He's Norse. They take hospitality real serious.
All right, so Lafdul,
Well-
you make it up to where Braxon and the crew are currently in the progress of their vermin sweep, and you find Jewel speaking to Leva. She does break off the conversation. She was just about to ask Leva to come down and cast a detect magic spell on her chamber. But she breaks it off when you come up to see what you're gonna be saying.
I have informed Higgimus that our guest Jewel has indeed have a wall around her room, and there are no vermin going into her room via magical means.
How do
Oh,
you know
right.
it's an anti-vermin ward?
I've heard of priests having this spell, but I don't know if wizards or other spellcasters have access to it. I assume so.
How would you recognize it? I mean, what did you?
It fits
you
the
saw that
description of what she said. She said she's got a ward. I detected it as a warding magic. I mean, it could have been something else, but I've got no reason to doubt her so far.
Uh-huh. Why are you so awake? Weren't you asleep before?
I don't know. She cast a spell on me.
Oh, okay.
Well, she charmed you.
Totally not suspicious.
She
Uh-huh.
when you mentioned that she cast a spell on you, she does kind of turn back to the rest of you and say, "It's a really useful spell."
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm totally convinced. Can you see? Can you notice that?
Yeah, yeah.
They were totally convinced. Yeah.
Totally believable.
Mhm. Mhm.
With the news from Lafdul, she gives you guys a slight bow and says, "I'm retiring to my room now. Good luck on your vermin sweep."
Thank you.
Well, I don't need to sleep anymore, so what do I do? My sleeping pattern's going to be ruined. Mutters
Bra-
to himself.
when she walks off, Braxton turns to Lever and says, can you tell whether she's charmed him?"
Could I?
Well, he's let her cast a spell on him, and then he's saying we
I-
don't have to go in her room.
I'm asking Old. Can we? Can I?
I don't believe that you have a detect charm spell. I mean, you could cast detect magic on him.
Yes, I've got a detect magic. All right, I'll do that.
Everyone wants to cast spells on me today.
Lafdul,
okay.
stand still.
Hey, wait, your spells can go wrong. I don't know about that.
This is when an anvil lands on his head.
How do you know that her spells can't go wrong?
He's
don't
seen
know.
it. You remember the time that the branches grew out of the lizard?
Yeah. Hey, I don't want no branches or any funny stuff happening to me.
Our DM forgot to roll for wild searches, so maybe now he doesn't.
Previously,
he does it
yeah.
double.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
that means he's going to roll for 10 wild surges to catch up.
Anyway, you're not casting it on me anyway. You're casting it on yourself,
That is true.
technically.
That is true.
I'm casting a general detect magic.
Right, but it's cast on yourself, basically.
Yeah.
All right. You cast detect magic, and would you be wearing your normal magic items, or are they left back in your room since you just woke up essentially?
Well, I might have my rings on me. I don't think I got my weapons. I might have a dagger on me and that.
Okay. You, Leva, detect the magic items that he has on his person. You do not detect any other magic.
Would I detect the
Probably
wake up
should
spell?
do.
Since you don't know the spell, you don't know. But some spells that are instantaneous like that don't really leave much trace at all.
Oh,
Like a Cure Light Wound spell, you would know that for example, once it's done, and like a minute after it's been cast, there's no trace.
Yeah, it's been like several minutes been walking around.
okay, but anyway, since I tell Lafdul I can't, I don't see and I don't perceive any spells on him, and I then turn around and walk down up to her room, because since the detect magic spell is on, I might as well have a look at her wards.
Okay. You are. Let's see.
Actually, what I've detected magic from her. Oh yeah, not gonna allow that retcon.
No, I would have mentioned if you did. You did not. Leva, you do detect magic around her chamber, and it is abjuration magic.
Abjuration or
Abjuration.
Abjuration.
That's
Okay.
protection magic.
Okay. So that goes together with the ward that Lafdul detected. And it goes together with the wards that stopped the clairvoyance.
Oh, that might be on top of it.
She really, really doesn't want anyone to be able to look into her room. I go upstairs to Braxon and I tell him and I say, she absolutely...
Hang on, she came to Braxon. I thought Braxon was with you too.
She went back to her room.
Yeah.
She went to her room.
You're outside
Yeah.
her room at the moment.
If you came downstairs, then you came with Leva.
You didn't say
Because
that you were
Leva
going
told
downstairs
you,
with her.
Leva said that she would, since the tech magic is active, that she'd go downstairs and check it.
Sorry.
So if you didn't go downstairs with her, then she'll come back to you.
No.
And she'll tell you, and she'll say, this woman really, really doesn't want anyone to be able to look into her room. There's
Yeah.
something wrong. There's something wrong.
mean-
I don't care what the others say. There's something wrong with this woman.
She's the only other woman on the ship.
I'm gonna point out.
Actually, some of the crew members are probably women too.
I was just going to ask that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I was gonna say, one. How different is that from any other woman?
What?
or how different is that for a spellcaster? I mean, especially a spellcaster who's just been picked up by a ship full of people that she doesn't know.
Yeah.
You think you're being paranoid? Well, she's probably paranoid too.
It's a good
That's
point.
fine.
It's a good point.
Well, okay.
We could always drop her off on next time we land at a port.
You can
We don't have-
absolutely always kick her off.
We don't have an obligation to take her with us on our secret mission.
Well-
It's not exactly secret.
All right, our mission.
Yeah, you've told her. I don't know why.
Well, you
We-
told her where you're going, but not what you're doing.
Yeah, we told her the Crystal Sphere we're going to, which we didn't really need to. The thing
And
is,
while
is
you didn't, you didn't like advertise on Brawl and stuff. Hey guys, we're going to this crystal sphere that people haven't been to in a really long time to look for a elven artifact. I mean, it's not like you specifically said that you were being extremely careful about saying where you're going and like giving false itineraries kind of thing or something like that. So
what we can do is we can get to. We could even pop into that first Crystal Sphere on the way, rather than go past it and drop her off there. And
you
if we
just
drop
want me
her
to
off,
detail that crystal sphere, don't you?
no, I didn't really, but I just thought that would be a way to get rid of her quicker. But we could drop her off where we get where we're going, say good luck to her, be polite to her, and then if she mysteriously appears in front of us again, she's obviously trailing us, and we can treat her as hostile.
I'm going to go by the result of the omen spell that I did before we came here, and I'm going to accept her being here as is, and be patient because the omen spell didn't show danger.
Okay. All right. So you guys are pretty satisfied with letting things just continue because even though you may still be suspicious, you're kind of let it go unless something else happens.
Well, I'm going to be treating the guests with hospitality and respect, as is done.
I still don't think she should be allowed to just have free range
doesn't-
on the ship on her own.
She
She
doesn't
should
have-
have someone to accompany her.
She doesn't have free range. She can't go into the strong room, for example. She can't get into any
If
of
you
your
want-
rooms.
If you
It's up
want
to the
somebody,
captain so.
Leva, if you want somebody to accompany her, then I'll just accompany her. I want the strongest people on the ship.
Also,
I don't think
one
she
of the
needs the
easiest people to take
accompaniment.
down with a single spell.
Yeah, I don't think she needs that. I would say, just have the crew not litter on the shuttle. That's fine. And obviously not the strong room, not our rooms, that sort of thing. But the rest of it, I mean, I really don't see too much harm in it. Our library is nice that you guys did get, so
That Lafdul can't read.
that laptop can't read.
That's the most money Lafdul's ever sank into something that is of no use to him.
Yet.
What
I mean,
happened is Lafdul gave an elf loads of money to buy some books, expecting her to buy books in Elvish, and didn't actually ask her, "Do you read Elvish?"
So
Higgimus would be glad that it's in English, or not English, common.
You don't understand most of the books anyway.
What is that?
Higgimus doesn't. Higgimus doesn't understand most of the books anyway.
You can read the words, you just don't understand the concept.
Well,
Braxon rescued a lot of those books.
true.
one other question that I have for you guys. Do you remember those documents you got from the Beholders?
Yes.
Yes.
Where do you keep them?
At the moment, I think I have them.
Do
So
you?
in your personal possessions in your room?
Just a moment. I need to I've been going back and forth with.
If not, they're in the strong room.
Which is
I'm
normally
having problem with the character sheet because some parts you can only do when it's in line, and some you can do when it's outside in a separate window. Anyway,
Oh yeah, old.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read Beholder?
Yeah, that's why I was going to get awfully suspicious if she suddenly read Beholder. Can I, when I've been training with Yeldan, would I know anything about my short sword any more than how good it is in combat, or do I actually need real testing?
That's the one that you got in the last adventure, correct?
Yeah, the one that holds itself in midair.
Yeah. What you know of that is that it holds itself in midair. I mean, like
No, I mean over the duration. I mean, would I know if it's easier to hit with, or is it as good as my other sword to hit with?
it's pretty well balanced, but I'm not gonna give you information about that
So
until
I
you
need
actually
actual
use
combat.
it.
Yeah.
Now I will
I don't-
count the training as assisting in that kind of thing. Like, after it may be less
Won't
actual
take as long.
combat. Yeah. You were about to say something, Leva?
yes, I was contains a copy of two runes. I have 2 sheets of paper. I don't have the actual papers anymore, so they must be in the general inventory, because I had it in my own inventory for the longest time.
Okay, then, as Higgimus says, he has put them in the strong room for some reason.
which is usually guarded.
Well, not usually, always.
Yeah.
Which big guy?
What kind of instructions have you given that guy? Like, I mean, whoever's there, just never leave for any reason, kind of thing.
Except duty
That's what I
switch
figured.
or whatever. Or unless an
Yeah, I mean,
officer
other
goes
than
on.
switching shifts, kind of thing.
Yeah, other than switching shifts.
Yeah, I want to know for so that means that if the ship gets attacked, you're effectively 1 Marine down.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes.
I'm gonna say like every 5th day I check it, the
Going,
contents.
going into the storeroom to the strong room
Yeah.
to check the contents. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Did you want to start that on the 5th day or the 10th day? Because the 5th day was basically the day that you were doing all the vermin stuff.
Yeah, I'll do that day.
All right.
Yeah, see you around.
You go in and check over everything. Everything looks intact. What else do you have in there? So you said that you got the party funds. Is that giant emerald in there as well?
Yes.
Okay. The other spare magic items that you haven't handed out, those are in there?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. The
Do you keep your safe in there? 'Cause I don't know if I keep my safe in there. I've got a wall on my safe. I don't know where I keep it, honestly.
My personal one, no, that's underneath my bed.
Yeah, I would assume
Alright,
that.
so
you're
mine's
keeping
in
yours
my
the
room then as
yeah.
well. Wouldn't
It's
we wanna
actually-
keep-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, wouldn't you want to keep the emerald in with your safe or something, so it's with the ward at least, or
Not
not?
mine.
Well, yeah.
Actually, can you ward our other stuff?
No,
or
until
is
we
it too
leave
late for that, 'cause-
Phlogiston.
Not in the Phlogiston.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, just have to be careful.
Okay. All right. So the next few days pass by normally. Are you continuing to have dinners with her?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She joins
the
you
most
most days, but
Privileged guest.
every once in a while she begs off and stays in a room. It's not all that often, once every 4 or 5 days kind of thing. Not on a fixed schedule though that you've noticed.
If she doesn't come to dinner, Braxon will take a tray of food to her room.
she would get her own food. Like, I mean, that's generally like assumed.
Not dinner service.
Okay.
Okay. Any other maintenance type stuff that you guys are doing on the ship? Anything like that?
My berry bushes seem ready. One of them is, depending on the day.
Actually,
Yep.
15.
I also checked the ceiling
Okay.
when I do the vault room check.
Okay. The first day, everything seems normal. 5 days later, once again, everything seems normal. So this is the 10th day in the phlogiston. 15th day, everything seems normal. Still continuing to have conversations with Jewel. She seems to have like a never-ending supply of stories to tell, both about herself and people that she's known, and they're quite amusing.
Excellent.
And she is continuing to take an interest in like your star charts. She is fascinated by the astrolabe. Once she realizes that, having it dark in there and you'd see everything around within the crystal sphere. Obviously, you're not in a crystal sphere, so she can't see that. But she seems to come back and study it, every few days. Just not like touching it or messing with it, but just like I don't know. You guess that if you're in the same room with her, maybe she's trying to figure out how it works or something like that. And things like that. And that continues for a good 20 days in the phlogiston. And that is where we're going to...
That's a month then, isn't it?
Since you left Brawl, yes.
Yay, fresh lot of berries.
No,
So,
Did I learn the spell?
do make a note of, air, food, and water usage.
Did me and Braxon make any progress with our sparring?
Yeah, but I mean, unless you
Same
have
with Lafdul.
I mean, unless you have spare proficiency slots, you're not going to learn anything. I mean, you're
Yeah,
not
I don't.
actually going to learn anything. But yeah, I mean, you guys make
training
progress. Okay, and I think when we come back next time, we'll continue on the trip. And
No random encounters?
actually, no. That's like in the first 20 days, no random encounters. I mean, there's a 1 in 20 chance, so it's pretty low.
Not rare.
It's pretty low, yeah.
Did Leva learn her spell?
You needed 4 weeks, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, no, not yet. That's going to be... Well, I mean, you won't know it yet, but you can go ahead and roll.
A few more days, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a few more days, but I guess we can just advance things up a little bit more.
No, it's okay, because the next book I want to read is on the use of thaumaturgy with copper and brass devices.
I wonder why.
Well,
no particular reason, nothing.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for your chance to learn the spell.
Just a second.
And if it fails, you still got to spend the rest of the time not learning it.
No,
Yeah,
it just
okay.
extends the time, but not the cost.
I learn a new spell. No, that's pages. It's still D100, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. 80%?
That sounds right.
Oh, too late.
Okay. There you go. You got Snowluck's Snowball Swarm.
Good. And the pages are... What's that? That's D6 plus spell level -1. +1. That's a bit much. Oh, God.
There goes your spell book.
I do like that Roll20 will let you roll a non-actual die number.
D67.
Like,
Yeah.
It's a perfectly fine die number, isn't it?
are you sure you want to roll that?
Gosh, I don't know.
Well, that's what it is. Okay. So experience points. Let's see. That is going to
That
be.
was going to be much.
So
Other
we've
than
traveled to 28 days through the Phlogiston now,
Rounding it up to 30 days.
rounding it up to 30. Okay.
That'll be easier. You're most of the way through to path space now.
Yeah, I was just counting. Keeping track of how much air and
Yep.
food and water we use.
Okay, so that is going to be. Let's see. Okay, 150 experience points for Higgimus, Yeldan, and Ockar.
150.
take it this is quest XP.
200 for it's mostly role playing. 200 for Leva and Lafdul, and 300 for Braxon.
Woohoo!
Does she get more for spell research or not?
Yeah, actually, you're right. Thank you for reminding me. You do get research. You do get experience points for spell research. Let me double check that number.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
Lafdul did do a successful thief skill check.
Yeah. Listen, check. Oh, find such.
Yeah,
That's only if you find them.
Does Lafdul get any XP for looking through her clothing?
He didn't actually look through the clothing. Well,
No, I stopped
actually,
as soon as I realized.
actually, no. He literally did look through the clothing with the X-ray vision.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't you need a new holy symbol or something?
Yeah, you should be using one of her shoes as a whole.
the thought
no,
crossed my mind
he
to
does
steal
not.
something
He does
from
not
her.
need to get a new holy symbol while he's in the Phlogiston,
Okay.
because, I mean, obviously, if he comes across something that he could theoretically take. Now, finding something drifting through the Phlogiston does not count because no one owns that. It has to be something that someone else owns. I mean, he could steal
Yeah.
something from a member of the crew or a guest. And if he succeeds in taking something off of like a pirate or a merchant ship, like for a pirate ship before you destroy it somehow or before you kill everyone, that would count. But he doesn't need to change holy symbols while in the Phlogiston.
I just thought it'd be interesting if he cast a spell and held up one of her shoes.
She might have an issue with that.
Yeah. She'd get it back after a month.
She wouldn't want it back.
You
All
guys need to learn how to treat guests, right?
So, Leva, for successfully researching that spell, second level, that is 1,000 experience points.
Wow.
Ooh,
Mm.
impressive.
That makes it's more than worth the 1,600 gold I had to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is turning gold into experience points.
Oh,
And only wizards,
that hurts. That really hurts.
only wizards and priests can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I let bards do it too.
We're pretty close to halfway through a supply of stuff.
Yeah, but we're at a place where we can resupply or near to one.
Well, I think the idea was to go to prime space, not path space.
Yep.
It is. We're going to prime space to resupply.
Yeah.
I was just updating. I just did the math on the water because that's the one that has highest usage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're at 31. We've used up 3,100 out of 8,400.
All right. So when we come back next time, we will see what other suspicions the party will have towards our their guest. I can't imagine why they're so suspicious. Honestly, it's crazy.
They're paranoid.
Well,
Yeah.
not all of them are. I mean, Higgimus is totally friend with her since they talked about pistols and any other things that go to boom.
Higgimus
He
just
just
said
doesn't.
Higgimus just said that he's checking the strong room every 5 days. He's suspicious.
Yeah.
I
Ockar's
think
the only one of us that's not suspicious
Yeah.
at all.
No, Yeldan had
And
some
yet-
suspicions, but then dismissed them.
Yeldan
and
just
yet-
wants the trip to be over. He just wants it to be the end of the trip. And anything in between is not important.
And yet Ockar complained to Braxon at not bringing his suspicions to him.
Well, yeah, because he's a paladin.
I know, but it's like, how dare you not tell me you're suspicious? He
Right.
says, not being suspicious.
well, those two things are completely different. You know, I mean,
That's true.
You should tell him your suspicions so then he can take that into consideration and convince you otherwise or agree with you. You know, maybe your suspicions would make him suspicious, or maybe he can convince you that no, you're being paranoid. Anyway, we'll find out more next week. See you then, everyone.
So yeah.
Yeah.